Peace and blessings, y'all. Peace and blessings. I'm doing this video for Afro Think Tank. Okay? Afro Think Tank. If you want to be African, it's okay. It's okay, bro. Nobody is stopping you from being African. Nobody is stopping you from being African. If that's where you want to go, that's where you want to build, you can build that. But to be saying, yo, black African Americans are living under a rock, you don't know all of our history. It would be impossible for you to know all of our history. You don't do documentaries on African Americans. You don't interview African Americans. You're talking out your ass. You're in Africa, hugging on a black child, sweating in the sun. You need to relax and go get some water. You need to relax and go get some water. You're out there, you're sweating, you're light skinned, you're not turning dark skin. Okay? That's really why you want to go to Africa. You really want to be dark skinned. I understand. And the weather out here is not doing it for you. Listen, Afro Think Tank. You can't run from who you are, bro. You can't run from who you are, bro. Listen, we still love you, bro. Come home. Come home with all the technology and all the good stuff. Shout out to Africa, by the way. Shout out to Africa. But Afro Think Tank, you're out of control, bro. We're not Patrick over here. We SpongeBob over here. You know what I'm saying? We not Patrick. We're not the one that's living under the rock. That's not us. What they say? Plymouth Rock landed on us. But nigga, Samson done lift up the rock already, bro. You know who Samson is? Samson is the knowledge itself. Not every person with melanin is from Africa, bro. We're indigenous to the planet, which is true. What's your issue, Afro Think Tank? You gotta use this thing. You gotta use this thing. Listen, we know you love us, bro. And you have like some internal trauma when it comes to black Americans. You don't feel accepted. You didn't feel accepted like that. You know, the relationships weren't as great as they could have been. So now, externally, you're going out your way to try to create an opposition, right? We don't really care, bro. We know who we are. Like, we could say we African if we want. And we know that they're going to accept us regardless. Like, let's just keep it a stat. Like, all right, let me not be modest about it. Let me be real. Like, nigga, we could claim whatever we want to fucking claim. We got the magic. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just what it is. You understand? Like, we could claim what we want to claim, bro. There's people in Africa, and they're not really African. You know that. There's people in Africa that are not African. They're not, like, indigenous to Africa. Like, bro, you don't have family in Africa. You don't know how to check the DNA test. Build the DNA test. And then check it. And make sure it's accurate. You don't know how to build it. So be quiet. You don't know where you're from. You don't know where you're from. Because you don't know how to test the technology to prove that they're right or they're wrong. You're going off of what somebody else is saying. It makes you no different. Shut up. It makes you no different. Because you still got to check your work. How do you check your work? In order to check your work, you have to be taught how to check it. You're in Africa. You're sweating, holding on to an African child. It looks kind of uncomfortable. It looks kind of uncomfortable over there, buddy. Now, people could be living their life. Shout out to Africa. I like Africa. I never even been there. I be hearing some of the songs that come from Africa. Shout out to Tim's. Shout out to Burna Boy. You know what I'm talking about? Shout out to Tim's. Alright? And shout out to Burna Boy. Yeah. Yeah. That's it, bro. Shout out to Tim. Shout out to Burna Boy. Shout out to the guy with the red hat, the president of one of those countries. He be going in. Shout out to some of the African preachers. Kill my enemy. Kill my enemy. Kill my friend. Destroy my enemy. You know, the preachers, they be funny. Shout out to some of the African people that be the blood of Jesus. The blood of Jesus. No sacrifice. You know, shout out to the African people. They pretty funny, including when it come to religious stuff. It's like the cognitive dissonance is crazy. But Afro think tank, I'm gonna pray for you. I know you want to get that loving, you know. You just gotta hang with some real ones, bro. You gotta hang with some real ones and from the town, bro. You see how I look? You could tell, you could just look and be like, yeah, he a real. Look at how my face is shaped. You gotta come home, bro. See the camera loving me right now. You gotta come home, bro. Alright? We miss you, man. You out here, you're traveling all over the place. You know. Raindrop doesn't fall on one roof alone, buddy. And the sun doesn't rise for one man alone, neither. Ooh, that's cold. You know. But you know, you've been pumping your channel for a while. I think I like what you do though. I like what you do. You know, you come on there and you talk shit. You talk a lot of shit. Well, motherfucker, you met your match. You met your match. There's a lot of information out here. And it's like, you're not gonna win. You're not gonna win. The top who are the top debaters? You ever seen the movie? You're not gonna win, bro. You're not ready to debate. You're not built like that. You're not ready to debate, bro. It would destroy your platform. African Americans are what? Living under what? Somebody, yo, y'all need to get your boy for the general, the big chief. You know, there's a lot of powwows. Have you even been to a powwow, bro? In Georgia? Or, you know, it's a lot of information out here. Not to say that there weren't slaves and people brought from Africa to wherever. Yeah, that happens. But there were highly melanated people already in America that were traveling, doing expeditions way before Columbus, and have generations and have blood on this land and have gave birth for generations after generations after generations on this land. And they are part of this land. And that's the bottom line, because I said so. Other than that, brother, have a good day. You know, eat some good African food. Listen, man, I know you miss your Chinese food. We know you miss it, bro. We know you miss the Thai food. Like, I know you, bro. You know, the video games, just certain things. See, you're military. My father's military. I'm a Harlem Hellfighter. You gotta do better, son. You gotta do better. I fuck with you, cool, but you gotta do better, bro. We're not living under no rock. People coming over here, buddy. Ask yourself, why is that? There's land in America. There's black owned land in America. You over there in Africa, you born here. You not looking. You not looking. You not looking, man. Big dude. Big dude. You ain't looking, man. You ain't looking, man. You gotta look, man. Peace.